I'm going to give you some basic facts that you need to know about million-dollar agents all over Australia and New Zealand. Number one, they don't write the numbers themselves. It's all fucking bullshit. The way it works is this. And I say this because I see a lot of people that get disheartened. They look at these people and say, oh, look at that, they're writing 2 mil, 3 mil. And, you know, how do they do that? How do I do it? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I'm prospecting, but you know what? And they sort of get off track, on track, and they get disheartened, and they go at night feeling like a loser. And that is a very false impression to have, because this is the way real estate agents work that write big numbers. There is this head agent here, right? And this real estate agent here, you know, starts writing like 300, 400, 500, starts doing good, and then they start making 4, 5 sales a month. And then they realize, shit, how am I going to be spending 2 hours of uninterrupted prospecting and still do all my paperwork? How am I going to go to my pest inspection? How am I going to actually get all my database work put in? Oh, it's too hard. And they start stressing out, and then they go to a seminar and they hear, hey, have you got a PA? No, I don't. Well, guess what? If you don't have a PA, you are the PA. So they think, okay, I better get a PA. So they go off and they spend 45, 50 grand and they get this PA, which is, let's call it a red PA. They're admin based. Red stands for admin. And they get this person, and this person all of a sudden gives them back one big thing: time. It gives them time. It gives them time to talk to buyers, sellers, potential sellers. And what happens is all of a sudden, this person, because they're talking to more people, they make more sales. Write this down. More conversations equals more money. Remember that. More conversations equals more money. So what happens is they start making more money. And guess what? Then they realize they get so busy and they think, this is good. I've got a bit of a model that works here now. Okay, but I'm still run off my feet. So they hire another person later on when they're probably doing about 7 sales, which is like a blue PA, and they're more sales based. They help with lead generation. They're able to talk to people. They're not good at listing presentations, but they're good at creating the presentation, and they're good at dealing with buyers. And all of a sudden, the numbers go up again. So this model here, which is termed the effective business unit, call it what you like, a pod, a triangle. The point I'm making is that all of a sudden, that this person, and by the way, here's the biggest other bullshit. Most real estate agents that I know that are writing like $1 million still don't have any money. Can I explain to you why? Have a look. They're writing $1 million, right? But guess what? Have a look at how the financials look. Look at this. $1 million. 50% goes to the office, thereabouts. Leaves them with 500,000, thereabouts. But they've got staff now. They've got a red PA and they've got a blue PA. Well, red PA, I'm going to give you how we remunerate PAs. I'm going to give you some of the stuff that no one really talks about. I'm going to drill in deep and give you some of the data. So let's go through. 50, red PA, about 60, super, there and that. Let's take it up to 75 grand on costs with everything, right? Sydney, Melbourne, a little bit dearer the salaries, so I'm just going to average it out, 75, right? 75, your red PA, right? Again, I'm just going to, they're a little bit more, but I'm just going to average it out and say that these 2 people cost you 150, right? That leaves you 350,000. Okay? Now, out of the 350,000, you have to pay tax. So let's assume that you've been intelligent enough to set up your own little company and you're using company tax rates, and a third of that roughly goes. So a third of that leaves you, I don't know, let's just say for argument's sake, it's about 200 grand, right? Leaves you 200,000. So you now have, you're $1 million agent, right? And you've got $200,000 left. And you haven't actually bought a suit yet. But because you're $1 million agent, you're not going to Roger David to buy your suit. And because you're $1 million agent, you're not actually driving a Holden Commodore, because you're going to actually get a car that's got a lease of around $2.5, $3 a month. And because you're $1 million agent, you're most likely going to be having a holiday that is $800-900 a night accommodation. And you know what? You're under the pump and you're stressed, so you splurge on business class. And you know what? When you party, you go hard. Right? And what actually happens is that if you live in some parts of Sydney and Melbourne, you also have to allocate out of this 200,000, as terrible as, I mean, for me, I like to have the truth, authentic conversations. You're probably taking out $50,000 for cocaine. So all of a sudden, we see this $1 million agent going home on a Saturday night, tired, stressed, overwhelmed, thinking, shit, why don't I have any money? Gang, I'm telling you, that's the story. Write this out. It's leftover, not turnover. Remember it. You got to make money while you sleep. You got to make money while you sleep. And for me, we're in real estate. We're not in funds management. We're not in financial services. It makes sense. Triple down on real estate. Triple down on real estate.